So that morning, you get a phone call about the situation. Who calls you, and how do you react?
His friends called me, told me there was a shooting. I didn't know he was deceased. Like 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know he was deceased. I'm like, okay, it was a shooting. Guess they didn't want to tell me, so I was already up. I didn't sleep for 48 hours because I need to make sure everything was okay. So, got in my car, whatever, and made a call, say, hey, write me to Tampa, it was a shooting. Then by the time I went and picked somebody up, and before I could pull off, I was told that he didn't make it, and I just lost it. It was a shooting. I didn't know that. I just thought it was a shooting, like all the other shootings. I honestly would never thought that he would have. I never thought that he would die of being killed ever. I don't know. Other people probably. I never thought that he would die of being murdered. Never.
I mean, the surveillance leaked. Well, it released officially Tuesday. Was that your first time seeing it?
Mm-hmm. That particular surveillance, yeah. I seen it at the press conference. I was there at the press conference.
I mean, it was like a whole set, basically like a trap. I mean, like you said, it was nothing. What could he have? Man.
Yeah, it was. I knew it wasn't a cold case when I first got to the scene. I went to this scene, the FBI, feds, U.S. Marshals there, ATF there. It's a high profile case. He said, cause my son is a celebrity or whatever. And they wasn't, and if you seen the chief interview, he say they are going to be caught. They were apprehended 3 days later on unrelated charges. He was killed the 23rd. They was apprehended the 26th and got out on bond. So from the first day I went to that crime scene, I knew for a fact they were going to get caught.
Do you think it was a paid hit?
I do. But we don't know them people. Who are those people? Who is that girl? Who's saying?
I've been knowing Foolio for about 7-8 years personally. Always promoted him on my platform. Great kid, great dude. He spoke on your name a lot too in interviews and things of that nature. It sucks that we have to meet, well, finally, get to know each other on these terms. Sorry about everything that has happened. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. I'm doing better.
Yeah. What's your mental, your mental like right now?
Well, of course I have my days. I have my on and off moments. I just try to keep busy. Keeping busy with his music and other things that I got going on with his career and labels and things of that sort. So I just try to keep myself busy. To not much think about certain stuff that ruin my...
As we already said, Omerta 55 wasn't the only person who was asked and spoke out about what happened. Afterward, he talked to C's about how he felt and what he thought about what had happened. Omerta 55 was driving the car that Foolio was in, so it makes sense that he didn't want to talk about it at the start of the interview. The questions were pretty general and mostly asked about his friendship with Julio and how he got to the birthday party Julio was throwing. As you might expect, though, the interview quickly turned simple, with a focus on specific questions about what happened before and during the killing. Omerta 55 was also shot 8 times in the arm, but only barely missed Julio. He was driving the car that Julio was in.
Your morning, you're going through it. And Yungeen drops a record titled "Do It." Does that make you? Did that make you even more angry or more sad, or was it?
I'm just a realist.
Could that have waited?
I already knew the song was gonna drop. That's what they do. I already knew the song was gonna drop. This not the first song that somebody done got killed and they done dropped the song. I already knew it.
I mean, Foolio does it. Foolio done it too. He's done it too.
I'm a realist. That's why I just say I'm a realist. I already knew that was going to happen. I already knew it. What I will tell you in life, and this is just not for AIDS, it's for anybody. Karma is real. You can have bad karma and you can have good karma. And the choice is yours. The choice is absolutely yours. And I know that so much of stuff have happened. We can't get these people back. You can't get your friends back. But tomorrow don't have to be like yesterday.
And none of the 5 are connected to your son at all.
I don't know any of them. Like, I don't know any of them at all. That's what is strange to me. Like, if I don't know any of them, he would have never thought those guys would, we don't know. I don't know any of them. So that's the reason why I believe that it's going to be more arrests. Because I'm thinking, like, who sent you?
After going over the details of the shooting, the interview focused on what happened next. Omiya 55 talked about his feelings as he was being taken to the hospital. In fact, he made it clear that he wasn't even thinking about himself. Instead, he was worried about Foolio, which proved to be false. He also talked about how he felt after the event, looking back on his thoughts after Foolio passed away and how the whole thing had affected him over time.
So on the surveillance, I could see that you like sped off.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 guys ahead, with their weapons. And how many times were you shot?
I got shot in my arm 8 times. I got grazed in my head 3 times.
Did you feel like you were gonna make it that night?
Yeah, dog.
You can tell that Omiya 55 is going through a difficult time and is truly saddened by the entire situation. Overall, the entire interview was focused on the shooting that led in Foolio's passing. It started with some general questions, but quickly got deeper, focusing on the specifics of the situation.
You get taken to the hospital. Do you feel like you're not gonna make it?
Nah, at that point, I had to kind of assess the situation.
Okay.
I had to calm myself down, you feel me? I really, honestly and truthfully, I wouldn't even think about myself in the moment at all. I was just in my head, like, you feel me? I'm just telling myself, like, reassuring myself, like, bro, all right, bro, good. That's all I really was telling myself. I wouldn't even think about me, really.
Days go by. What's going through your mind?
Remorse, guilt, blame, really.
You put the blame on you?
I mean, definitely, I was the driver, you feel me? Like I said, in my head, my main purpose was to get us home, and I ain't do that. So I definitely blame myself at first.
However, let's shift our attention to a thorough analysis of what occurred during Foolio's murder. 4 people have been arrested as a result of the police's probe into the unfortunate death of Charles Jones, also known as Foolio. Rashad Murphy and Isaiah Chance Alicia Andrews Shaw guide the Department of Justice named ATK's top killers in a 2022 report, showing how violent this gang conflict is. The last one is still on the run. Police say Jones's murder was a part of an ongoing Jacksonville gang war. The suspects are members of gangs ATK and 1,200 who have been fighting with Foolio's gang 6 Block for years.
Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 Block gang. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville.
Chance and Andrews followed Jones in their group on the night of the murder. Chance was seen talking to Gathright, who was in another car on a black Chevy Impala license plate reader. Readers confirmed that both cars had traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa prior to the murder and had left the following day. Surveillance footage and phone records were crucial pieces of evidence that showed how the suspects coordinated their movements. The last incident took place at a home-to-suites hotel. 3 gunmen wearing black clothing left the Impala with a Glock, 2 AR-style weapons, and shot at Jones's car, killing him and wounding 3 others. Rashad Murphy was one of the shots. No spent rifle casings were found at the scene, according to David Murphy and Gathright, suggesting that the gunmen used brass catchers to gather them. However, 31 spent 9mm round casings were found, connecting the suspects' guns to the firearms.
On June 23rd, Tampa police officers responded to a shooting on McKinley Drive and located 4 victims. One person, later identified as Charles Jones, was pronounced deceased. Jones was in town celebrating his birthday and posted on his social media his locations several times throughout that night. Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. At 4:15 in the morning, Jones began to head to a hotel on McKinley. One of the suspect vehicles is seen following the victim. However, instead of following them into a parking lot, they stage across the street. At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles. This barrage of gunfire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident.
A Glock 9mm gun, 223 rifle live rounds, and spent casings were found in Gath's car during a traffic stop on June 26th. Although the pistol's casings did not match those from Jones's murder, the rifle casings did match those from earlier shootings, including a May killing and an earlier attempt on Jones's life in October 2023. Searches at Gath's residence also turned up a gun safe holding multiple rifles, one of which had a brass catcher, and spent 9mm shell casings that matched those at the crime scene. Additional proof consisted of Ring camera footage showing Gath right chance. Less than a week after the murder, Andrews and David Murphy were taken into jail by Jacksonville police from their chance loop. The Airbnb was booked in Rashad Murphy's name from June 22nd to June 24th and included video of Gath leaving his house with bags big enough to fit rifles inside a black Chevy Impala. On July 30th, Rashad Murphy was taken into arrest at a Jacksonville apartment building.
Let me see your hands! Step on out! Step on out! Look away! Back up to the sound of my voice! Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going. Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Keep coming. Walk back to me. Hands behind your back.
Isaiah Chance, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are in your front driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to your front door with nothing in your hands. We are not going away. We're heading your way.
Hands up!
Come on out, with your hands up.
You're good. Come on out. Hands up.
Come
Put
on
your
out,
hands
with
up.
your hands up. Bring it to the officer.
Can't tell.
Big target? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Yep. Put your hands up!
Put
your hands in the air. Hands up.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
All right. Slowly walk toward me. Let's go. Right here. Walk right here. Let's go. Coming. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Back up. All right, go to your knees. Keep your hands behind your back. Stay there. Don't move. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Is everybody else inside?
He's like 7 o'clock for they don't need no motherfuckers just type of vehicle. You don't even know the real story like what's going on. I'm talking about the broadcast right now.
The investigation into the murder of Julio Foolio has uncovered a network of gang activity and violence, but despite these arrests and all the evidence, David Murphy is still at large. The police are searching for him diligently because his arrest is important to wrapping up this high-profile case. The authorities are determined to bring this tragic event to a full close, and since all of this information has surfaced, it all points back to Young and Ace. The report has even asked the police if Young and Ace are being investigated. Since this all points back to him, we'll let you watch how they decided to react. The evidence, which runs from recovered weapons to surveillance footage, has been important in bringing those responsible to justice.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
However, you may be asking yourself what precisely is the past of Foolio, Young, and Ace initially. Since Young and Ace's brother and 2 close friends were sadly killed in a drive-by shooting in Jacksonville, Florida in 2018, their feud with Foolio has been marked by intense rivalry and public taunts. Young and Ace survived the attack, and the incident became a big point of tension between the 2 rappers.
What happened to the other 3?
They died. So my girlfriend running around
At what point did you realize that they might not be alive?
Man, I don't, probably like, when I got the ambulance, I ain't even hit nothing, right? But soon I got the ambulance, I just seen my mama right there crying, so I ain't even know my brother was there. I just told my mama straight up, like, man, they killed my brother. I just already know him, because I could, when I'm getting shot, when I'm coming out the car, when I'm out the car, I can hear him like, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing that shit, so it's like, I really ain't trying to look at him, because you feel me? But like, I see him. Like, I see they fucked up and that, you know what I'm saying? But my little brother, 23, my best friend, he really on the ground, like, calling for me, like, it's a picture, somebody take a picture, it's a real picture. Like, he reaching for me, like, calling my name, like, Keontae. Like trying to, like, we like this with each other. I see my girlfriend, she running around, going to everybody, like, she wrapping me up. I'm telling my girlfriend straight up, looking in her eyes, saying I'm finna die.
A rival gang member named Foolio took advantage of the tragedy to make fun of young Ace and his departed friends in his music and social media posts. This heightened the rivalry and resulted in a number of diss recordings and heated online conversations. Rappers have been using their platforms to taunt each other with violent threats and derogatory songs. One particularly notable instance of this was Foolio's song, When I See You, where he remixed Fantasia's hit song and directed it towards Young and Ace, mocking the deaths of Ace's brother and friends. Young and Ace reacted by releasing a track called Who I Smoke, which openly disrespected Foolio and his deceased associates, further escalating their feud.
Back to that story. So the whole beat. So you dropped beatbox, but she wasn't satisfied. Like, why wasn't she satisfied? You went to their hood, you shot a video.
Bro,
Is it because of the fan reaction?
I ain't no hater. I ain't know the song went crazy. They Who I Smoke went crazy. I'm mad if
It was on a golf course, man. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Crazy. I'm like, damn, what I could do? I go to Miami. I was already going through my comments. They were like, man, they were sending me a bunch of songs to remix. They sent Miley Cyrus, Part in the USA. Imagine you rapping on that shit. Part in the USA. They sent Michael Jackson, Beat It. They sent all type of shit. But what stuck out to me was When I See You, Mariah Carey. Or whoever sang that, Fantasia. Did that song, I first listened to it in the studio. I'm like, damn, some niggas finna be mad. So I get back to Jacksonville. I go get a poster printed out of the situation, the news clip with his dead homeboys on the shit. I get like 2 bottles of cheap ass champagne or whatever. I go to the graveyard, I shoot the video, I drop that bit.
You don't think you went too far?
Hell no. Once dead people mentioned, it's already too far. You know what I'm saying? They already mentioned my brother, so it's already too far. You know what I'm saying? So anything that happened afterwards is just extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is it never a time you think like, man, if I do this shit, it's gonna put a bigger target on my back?
No, because it is what it is already. So nothing I can say or do can make them want to kill me more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already stamped. So it is what it is.
We covered everything Foolio's mother had to say about the situation, including her opinions about Young and Ace and his family, as well as what Omera55 had to say because he was the real driver of the vehicle. We also broke down the actual shooting and looked into how the beef between Young and Ace and Foolio started in the first place. That's all we had for you in today's video, so please let us know what you think about everything below.